Good morning, brothers and sisters. What a day to be alive. Easter Sunday, brothers and sisters. Now, if the real reason behind Easter isn't your thing, then try starting the day off with a bit of gratitude. Try starting the day off, right, with whatever it is that you believe or whatever it is. And let's just say you don't believe. It doesn't matter. There's only one truth. But let's just say you're anybody and you don't believe anything. Whatever it is, right, that's given you this life, whatever it is that's making you, your heartbeat, the soul, the spirit, the mind, the life, whatever you want to call it, coherent state, consciousness, whatever, right? Whatever you want to call it, whatever that is, whatever it is that's charging this vessel, right? Why don't you start your day by giving thank you to that, the gift of life itself? Because no matter what you're going through, no matter what problems you've got, no matter your circumstance or situation, no matter how dark, depressive, and despair the states you're in doesn't matter, right? You have the solution, and that's life itself. Now, I keep saying it, there's billions and billions of people in the ground that would give anything to come back and have your set of problems, so why don't you give some thanks to that, whatever that is, because you've already won the lottery, brothers and sisters, man. You're here, and, everybody has got the same chances. We're all in the same pot. We all deserve a chance to progress in this game called life. Okay. Happy Sunday, brothers and sisters. Right, I'm out on a wander. I'm very, very hungry this morning, but I'm doing this fasting thing, so I thought I'd come out and have a bit of a chew on. Now, obviously, I've noticed JDP's making a few videos now. First of all, with JDP, I don't mind the lad at all, really. All right, let's have it right. He's not my cup of tea at all, right? But what I mean to say is, there's room for everyone on this corner of YouTube, and there's views for everyone. And if you can monetize your channel and make money, I say fair play. I've never minded anybody using my name for a few clicks or whatever. We all want our click, we all want our views, we all want our validation to one extent or another. This is the thing about people. We all really need validation in one form or another. But what I suggest is you look for it and seek to find it with the people who really care, the people who really mean something in your life. Kids, woman, family, good friends. We all know good friends. They're the people that you need validation of. That's your team. They're the people that you help them, they help you. That's where you need your validation. Don't search for it, online, off strangers. Because it's not a nice existence, not a nice place to be, right? Anyways, I digress. Joy doi poi. Now, I can't really tolerate the man's voice. It's not so much his accent. I do know a lot of people from down Black Country way, and I can tolerate all of them, but this specific individual, I think it's this drawl, the way he talks or something, I find it very irritating. I'm at a point in my life when I don't need to subject myself to things that I don't like. So I've been getting updates off Western Hughes, the bad news. Big shout out, bad news Hughes, right? New character unlocked in this corner of YouTube. Is he in this corner? Yeah, I would say he is. In fact he is, yeah. But he's shall I say, dare say, bigger than this corner. He's got his thing going on in the gyms with the fighters and that. He's part of a legitimate, team, and he knows his stuff. So fair play to him. Good morning. So he'd had a few, mind. Happy Easter. Where was I? The bad news, right? I'm going to tag him in the description. I'd like everyone to go over and subscribe to him. You know, he's good stuff. You know, he's decent stuff. Another character in this corner of YouTube, just trying to get some clicks and views. You know, like the rest of us, we're all in the same pot here, brothers and sisters. You know. Now, anyways, JDP. I've been getting updates on what he's been saying through Western Hughes, bit of his content, and the Shadow Boxer, right? The Shadow Boxer. Now, okay, I've heard about this fight. Now, I can definitely tolerate the Shadow Boxer's content. You know, I just wish, you know, that there wasn't certain attachments, you know, to the Shadow Boxer's name, you know, because we could do some brilliant content. The lad's likeable. I actually quite like him, you know, and I'm not, that's just me giving it to you. So, like, I like the lad's content. I think he's got a large personality, his character, bit of charisma, and isn't bothered about who he upsets with his mouth, you know what I mean? And I like that about people. So, I've heard about this potential fight between JDP. Listen, when I made that comment on the Shadow Boxers, Cowie, I made a comment and said, I'll come with you. I said, I'll come with you. I said to Alice, I said, watch this. One comment, right? JDP's made 3 videos about that comment. And like another 6 or 7 channels have made 6 or 7 videos about those 3 videos. So we're on 10 videos or something, right? But one comment, it's like talk about, you know, playing the game. Like, I've got it locked down. So, anyways, where were we? This fight between them two. Morning, chaps. He's all right. Good lads. Happy Easter. So, whatever's going to happen between these two, it's like, right, I've heard that potentially JDP's trying to price himself to fight. Right, listen, what I'm getting at here, I'm addressing the corner of YouTube, the whole corner of YouTube. Like, this here could be big. This Shadow Boxer versus JDP could be big in this corner. Now, I've got a lethal little pal there who's, I'm trying to get him into the BKFC. He'll be in the BKFC, you know, before long. Like, I don't think there's a 135er in this country that can live with him. That's how confident I am of him. That's how good I think he is and how hard he hits. Now, he's fighting for 250 quid, as all fighters on these small hall shows, shall we call them, you know, springboard platforms, where a lot of people starting out fighting and a lot of good fighters come to get themselves established, to get themselves some recognition, to try and gain momentum and get traction in the online field, which is, you know, today's world. And profiles and Instagrams and all this stuff, it's massive in the fight game now, you know, it really is. And that's what everyone's trying to... Anyways, my point is, I digress. My point is, very, very good fighters like my friend, lethal fighters like my man, right? They're starting out on low wages. They're on ticket deals. Fortunately for him, he's a big ticket seller and he'll do okay. But what I'm saying is, these very good fighters who can pagger, who've been in the gym for years, on these springboard platforms and small hall shows, they're getting 200-300 quid. You know, so for you to get 200-300 quid, JDP, you know, being that you're not a fighting man, and I don't, for the record, I don't think you're a shithouse. Do you know what I mean? I really don't. Like, there was never any potential of me coming anywhere near wherever it is that you live, 0. But, you know, I'm playing the game here. Now, I will publicly support this fight and I'll back it. And I'll tell you what I'll do, JDP. If you turn up to fight this Shadow Boxer at a venue of his choice, wherever it is, I can't remember, did someone say Nottingham? Or was it the Pit of Doom? I don't know. But anyways, right, I'll put 300 quid in your pocket if you fight Shadow Boxer. Like, you don't have to take it, of course, but you don't have to even get back to this video. I'll keep an eye out and I'll listen to your reply, JDP, through the bad news or Shadow Boxer, because I've got, you know, audible irritation whilst, listening to your content, but I'll definitely get the message back to us. I'll chuck 300 quid in a heartbeat the second you turn up. There's more money than you would get on a normal platform. Shadow says he'll give you 500 notes. There's 800 notes, mate, for having a fight with someone that you could probably splatter. Like, all right then, for the record, you know, I don't think you win. But, you know, what kind of person do you want to be? I know you're a biological man, but, like, what kind of man do you want to be? Like, do you want to be laughed at and whatever it is, like, you know, whatever, you maybe not laughed at, you've probably got your own following and you've got subscribers and you're getting views, so fair play to you. So whatever that following and that is worth, you know, do you not want to prove to them and maybe prove to yourself that, like, you're not a shithouse and you can chin the shadow boxer? Shadow boxer's been in a gym and that, and he's had a few fights, and I think he's got a shot on him, and I think he destroys you. But that's just my opinion, and controversy sells in this corner. And not only will I put 300 quid in your pocket, I'll plug the pay-per-view to bits, you know what I mean? I'll splatter it all over, I'll buy it, of course, you know, and I'll put 300 quid in your pocket, like I say, which is not, it's not nothing, is it? You know what I mean? It's something to week's money to some people, and it's certainly more than anyone else is willing to pay you, JDP. I know that. You know, if Shadow chucks in and I'll chuck in 3 ton, there's 8 ton to see what you've got. Show this corner of YouTube that you are not the sausage that you know, blatantly appear to be. You know, and that's so said with the, you know, the nicest of intentions, by the way, but this is a fight I want to see. You know, let's inject a bit of oomph back into this corner, and let's see a pagger. You know, take some time to get fit or whatever, or don't, doesn't matter, but turn up, mate, and I'll give you my props. And I think it's safe to say, you know, you will get your legitimate props, win, lose or draw, mate. It doesn't matter. You know, don't be like Brett May. You know, turn up. Someone's going to offer you out. Someone's going to call you out. You know, and brilliant opportunity, I think. 12 minutes. I knew we'd get nearly halfway around this walk, rabbit and shite. But there you go, 3 ton. I mean it. And we'll see what happens. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Bye-bye for now.